What's up YouTube, AUTOCON360 here, back again with another review, and today we'll be taking a look at the Dragon Ball Z S.H.Figuarts Super Saiyan Gotenks. So here we are, and there he is. I really do like this guy. Definitely has a few issues that I'm not a fan of, that I'm glad they did not repeat with Gogeta. Because this guy is a little bit older, he's about a year old now. But still, really cool piece. So let's take a look at his packaging, and we'll take a closer look at Gotenks himself. And here we have his packaging right here. Nice picture of Gotenks on the front. Your official Tamashii Nation stamp of approval right there. Super Saiyan Gotenks on the side. Dragon Ball Z, Bandai, Tamashii Nations, Toei, Funimation, all that jazz. More images there on the side. More images of him on the back. Price sticker from where I bought him at Barnes & Noble's. Top, not much. Bottom, more Gotenks to the side. Super Saiyan Gotenks. So let's crack this thing open and take a look at what we get with this guy. And of course, before we take a look at the accessories themselves, we're going to take a look at his instruction sheet so you understand everything that you need to look out for here. So it's just showing you how to swap out the faces, of course, things to look out for on the body that may cause paint rub, your different hands, and how to swap them out, how to plug the base into the Ghost, how to assemble the bases, how to put the Galactic Donut effect on, and of course your listing of everything that you get. And here is everything that Gotenks comes with. It's a lot of stuff. A lot of really cool stuff too. So of course he does come with a Tamashii Nations base, the regular arm, and again you just pull it off the sprue and connect it into there. When it's all put together, it's gonna look like that. Focus, there you go. It'll look like that when it's all put together. And then you just plug that into the stand, like so. Same goes with this piece here. It also plugs in to this one. And then here is your piece for holding the Galactic Donut accessory. This just simply plugs into the upright like so. And there you go. You have your Galactic Donut effect. It is detinted in there, so do be careful. There are little detents in there, so you may not be able to get it perfectly straight. So you may have to have your arm adjusted slightly. And here we have the Galactic Donut itself. I wish it was a little bit more yellow. It is kind of a mustardy yellow. So this just simply slides into the grip piece like so. It holds on nice and tight. And taking a look at the faces here, we'll take a look at his first face, which is the face he comes with in the box. Just a regular smiling Gotenks head, which I do really like. Nice fade on the hair, of course, and of course he does have the same paint as all the other Super Saiyan heads that we've been seeing lately, with the darker green around the eyes, and then the lighter green in the middle. Same with this face, which is my favorite face, and then his oh crap face. He also comes with a Ghost for his Super Ghost Kamikaze attack. Looks really good. I like the translucent plastic that they used. And I like how it's got paint on it, so it looks a little bit shimmery at the bottom. You can see through it a little bit better. And then, of course, you can see straight through the hair itself. And in terms of hands, he comes with two fists. He comes with two pose hands slash Kamehameha hands, two peace signs, one finger gun, and one key blast hand. And, of course, swapping out the hands is your usual Figuarts fare, where it just plugs in with a ball joint. Come on, there we go. Hi. And the faces swap in my least favorite way possible, where the plugs are on the head and the ports are on the face. I dropped it. But you just plug it in like so. I don't like it. It doesn't stay on very well. Well, it holds on enough, but once you get opposing him, it gets bad. And you'll probably see that as I go over the articulation, that his face falls off very easily. Alright, so let's take a look at that stand and how to assemble that. So with this stand, you do get two different uprights. You have this one here, which is meant for his Ghost, which again, it just plugs in like your usual Tamashii Nation stand, and you just plug the Ghost on the back. He does have a port in his back for that. You just plug him right on. stays on pretty good. Then for the galactic donut effect, you just plug this piece right on, plug in your holder, and you just plug the donut in like so. And here you have him ready to fire his galactic donut. And taking a closer look at Gotenks here, first thing you're probably noticing is the different skin tone on his chest. That is because they molded the whole upper torso in blue plastic for his vest, which was not a very smart idea. It doesn't work. It limits the articulation because you don't have this separate piece now, and also that needed another coat, because if you look and I darken things, that you can really notice that that is blue. But the rest of the figure looks pretty good. But it also did need another coat around the collar. There's a little bit of green showing through. But the rest of the figure does look really good. I love the fade on the hair, of course, as usual. It's what we're used to with the Dragon Ball Z Super Saiyan characters. He doesn't have the double joints that the prototypes originally showed. And I do wish he did, just because I don't think that's enough movement for a Dragon Ball Z figure. I'm not normally one to complain about lacking double jointed elbows, but I think he would have done a little bit better if he had a little bit more range in those elbows. Yeah, I get it. He's a kid. He shouldn't have double jointed elbows. I don't remember if Krillin and Goku do off the top of my head. I don't think so. But still, I think he should have had double jointed elbows. Nice wash on the pants. A little bit darker than what we got with Gogeta. But the pants themselves are also a darker shade of white. A little bit more gray than Gogeta's are. He does have double jointed knees, which is great. Nice teal for the bands. Looks really good. My biggest gripe with this guy is, of course, the upper torso, but that doesn't bother me too much. But his heads, or just his head in general. First of all, you can't really look up at all because of the way they sculpted the hair. He just doesn't look up whatsoever. It's mostly that neck joint trying, but doesn't quite get the range that needs to get him up. And the hinge here on his head just doesn't do it. You've really got to work that hinge a lot to even get him looking up a little bit. But it is doable. It just takes some doing. Like, there you go. It's looking up just a little bit now. But again, you really got to kind of force it. And I don't think that should happen with an S.H.Figuarts figure. I think they should be buttery smooth. But that's a perfect world. Quality control happens. I'm sure someone has one that's got an incredibly loose neck joint. But the faces are really my biggest issue with this guy. Trunks has a similar setup with his faces where the plug is on the head itself, not the faces. That's fine. Trunks' works because Trunks has another hairpiece to go over that. This guy doesn't. His faces are set up like Vegeta's where it's all one piece. So because of that, when you move the head down, you see that separation there? That's because you just separated the face. And it's off. This is especially obvious and annoying with my favorite face, which is the mouth open, excited face. It happens way too easily. Even when it's on all the way, a good shake with that face, and it falls right off. It's just gone. They should have gone with their normal setup with the plugs on the faces themselves and just stuck with their guns, because it's always worked fine with Vegeta, even though his setup is exactly the same. They do his faces that way, and they plug in just fine. There's no issues with those. But these have problems, or at least Gotenks anyway. But some faces are tighter up there than others. This one doesn't do it as badly as the smiling face, but it still happens, and it shouldn't. That should have gone through quality control and been fixed. They should have just switched it. Would have been okay. But looking at the articulation on this guy, again, you have the ball and hinge on the head, just so the face doesn't fly off again. You can get the head looking up just that far, which isn't too bad. Before the face starts to pop off, the head will look down that far. If you go any farther, your face is going to pop off and you're going to be frustrated. Your neck is also on a ball joint, but due to the collar, it doesn't give you a whole lot of movement in there. You do get some tilt and some rotation, but not a lot going on there for that neck. Your abdomen is also on a ball joint, so that will wiggle all around, give you a little bit of tilt. It will go back that far, which does help him in looking up, and forward just a little bit. Your waist is also on a ball joint, so you can get some rotation out of there, and you can get some rotation out of the abdomen as well. But you will also get some rotation at the waist from that ball joint, and with both ball joints together, you get him back that far, and he does crunch forward that far. Shoulders are on a universal joint with a ball joint in the body itself. It's kind of set up the same as the second Super Saiyan Gohan. I had to think of his name. Where there's the cuff and it's on an inner ball. So it does give you a little bit of inward and outward movement as for a butterfly joint, but it doesn't have a dedicated butterfly. That cuff clicks. That's annoying. The shoulders are on a ball joint like Gogeta's are, so those will get out of the way. He will go forward at the shoulder, or go out of the shoulder that far, go down all the way, full 360, bicep swivel, single jointed elbow. It will give you about 90. And your wrists are your usual Figuarts wrist, where they hinge and you can change the axis of movement, yada yada. If you're looking at this video, you've seen this several times by now. I can't fix the wrists, so they're facing the way I want to. There you go. His hips are the newer Figuarts hips, where they've got the cuff here to hide the inner workings, but they will kick forward that far, which is pretty good, and we'll kick back that far outward. Can't do the full splits. His belt loop is also on a pin, so it will rotate just like Gogeta's and Goku's, or at least the Saiyan Storm Earth Goku, which we'll be taking a look at next week. He has a double joint knee with good full range. Can't quite kick himself in the butt. And his ankles are just a hinge and swivel, so they do hinge up a little bit, down a little bit, and he has a toe joint. And ankle pivots on mine are a little stiff. I can't really get this one to move at all, so that does kind of frustrate me. But the right side, I can get to pivot just a little bit, but it's super tight. I don't want to work it too much because I'm scared I'm going to shear off that peg. But this one I know is free. This one is the one that I'm really kind of scared of because it's super tight. But yeah, there you go. And for comparison, here he is first with the Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, which is again a smaller figure that has double jointed elbows. Actually, they're almost the exact same size. They are the exact same size, both hair-wise and just level of the face-wise. They're right up together. So they could have put double jointed elbows on this guy, and he would have been just fine. Here he is with Awakening Goku. Here he is with Beerus and Whis. Here he is with the Super Vegeta 2.0, the Dragon Ball Super Broly, Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Vegeta, and the Saiyan Raised on Earth Goku, which again will be our next video. So we'll take a look at him next week. And here he is with the S.H.Figuarts Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Gogeta, which he of course looks absolutely great with his fathers. And finally, here he is with your average 6-inch scale figures of both an affordable and non-affordable price range. Here he is with the Marvel Legends Juggernaut Build-A-Figure Waves Deadpool and the Mafex Deadpool, which again, two of them are the same size. I just really like them both, so I threw them both in here. The Marvel Legends, because it's more affordable than, well, at least the Marvel Legends figures are more affordable, not necessarily this Deadpool in particular, than, say, the Mafex. And here we have him with the Tamashii Nation's aura effects for some final thoughts here. Really good figure. I do like it. It's just that it does have a few problems. Like the upper torso is a little bit of an issue, just with that blue bleeding through, and the blue bleeding through on the yellow for the collar. A little bit of a problem. He can't really look up very well, which is why he's not looking at the camera right now. That does bug me. But he does look really good. I just was hoping he would be better because Gotenks is one of my favorite characters. So are Gogeta and Trunks. I do really enjoy their characters in Dragon Ball Z. But at the end of the day, this is what we have to work with. So I'll accept it for what it is. If you want to pick one up for yourself, he is still currently being sold at BigBadToyStore. So I'll put a link to them in the description below so that you can go get one for yourself. And maybe check out other things there as well. They do have several other S.H.Figuarts Dragon Ball Z figures, including the event exclusive Goku Black that just came out. I'm not buying it, but maybe you want it. So yeah, check them out. And follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. All that will be linked in the description below. If you like this video, please leave it a like, subscribe, turn on notification bells so that you'll be notified every time I upload. Recently, it's been every Monday. So yeah, this has been the Dragon Ball Z S.H.Figuarts Super Saiyan Gotenks, and I am AUTOCON360, and I'm saying laters.